to focus. Like sometimes you could focus on something that was sexy about them. If you weren't attracted to everything about them, maybe there was something you were attracted to, and if you just focused there.
Actually, I do something similar to that, where I try to get an idea of third-party perspective of what the audience is going to see when the scene is done.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can just forget about the person you're having sex with.
Really hot, even though I'm not attracted to this person, because I know which angle to use, I know how to look at the camera and whatever. And if I'm doing my job, then it doesn't affect me as much.
You could always use that too. If you weren't attracted to the person you're working for, at least you're attracted to the fact that there's people watching you, even if you're dancing.
Yeah. Yep. I think dancers are.
So the fact that someone's watching you.
Topic for another day.
Yeah, just the fact that someone's watching you, not necessarily has to be the person that you're with, but the person that people are watching you. I think we're all exhibitionists in a point.
Well, we talked about this last week when we talked about if it was easier for a man or a woman in the industry. And, I always say that if you, man and woman, we use the word spank bang and the girls didn't even know what we were talking about, but it's just visualization. If you can visualize something positive that will come out of it, or focus on an aspect that you're enjoying, it's a lot easier than if everything else sort of fall away.
Okay. And then because the time is through, we're going to hold calls, and we're going to move on to the next question. Is that cool? And we're going to change this question around just a little bit, because most of us are porn stars. So we're going to switch this question. Instead of would you marry a porn star or a stripper, with us all being a porn star or a stripper, would you marry anyone not in the industry? Mr. Marcus.
Oh.
Well, I can answer that question honestly from both directions. I was married for almost 10 years. And she wasn't in the industry. And then the other side, I almost married a porn star. I'm a solo adult performer. We had good chemistry, and it could have went there. I mean, there was a lot of love. But, the cardinal sin is, don't be with anybody else. I won't be with anybody else. And then someone calls and they say, hey, you want to do a scene? And she took it, and I found out in such a way where it was just kind of like after that point, we started to kind of unravel.
Because you're not supposed to do any more scenes, right?
I don't know, man. There's people with open relationships in this industry. I always get the girls that start off saying, hey, we can have an open relationship, and then as soon as we're together, it's like, all right, don't be with anybody else. So it is what it is.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah, it's tough.
It makes it tougher. Beth?
Yes.
Have you been married? Would you marry anybody that's not a part of the industry? Or in the industry?
I would marry somebody who was part of the industry.
You wouldn't marry somebody who was?
No.
She's like, hell no, I'm not marrying your ass.
Right.
Why is that? Why don't you like us, Beth? Why would you love us?
Not that I don't like you guys. I don't trust you. I just feel like I just don't want to have to worry about the person that I'm marrying maybe sleeping with somebody else. Because I think marriage is sacred. If you marry someone, you should just be with that person, unless you agree to not. But for me, I don't want to share the person I marry.
That's good. That means you're old-fashioned, right?
I don't know. I guess.
But if you were still working and you got married, being a dancer,
yeah,
how
I did get married.
When you were dancing, how does that affect your marriage? Does he like you going dancing while you're married?
Yeah, it didn't affect my marriage at all.
You would just go to work.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm just up on a stage naked. I'm not like touching a person or cheating.
Because you dance. Everyone knows. She's from Portland, Oregon, and in Portland, Oregon, they don't have necessarily table dances. And when they do, I think the rule is still 5 feet away. Correct?
Yeah, we're not allowed to touch. They're not
Yeah.
allowed to touch us.
So it's not like California or Nevada or Las Vegas or nothing like that. They stay on the stage most of the time and not do table dances. When I know here it's the opposite.
Because we're completely nude with alcohol. That's why.
Yeah, you're nude with alcohol.
Yeah.
I guess every state is different.
You get, I mean, I know you have to engage some kind of, that's how you get money. You can't, but,
I think as far as I engage is just being on stage and letting them think that they might.
So you tease.
But yeah, but by saying something or by, being sexual, but not actually physically touching somebody.
But that seems like that would even be a conflict to me.
Well, but if you were to marry me knowing that I was a dancer, that's on you. You know what I do? I'm not. I wouldn't go marrying a porn star because I know what they do.
That's one way to put it. Okay, Chasey, what about you? Would you marry someone not in the industry? For the fact that you've been in the industry for how long?
For me personally, I really don't want to date anybody in my same industry because it gets boring. There's no, there's no nothing else, And I don't know I'm already in the industry, so have somebody else bring some other interest, something other than porn. I can't eat, sleep, and breathe it, 24/7. There's got to be other things as well, right? Does that make sense?
That totally makes sense. You want to be able to go to work and come home.
To date somebody in my same industry, huh?
What's funny is like nobody. You was thinking as you asked the question. Yeah, of course. If you love somebody, you'll marry them no matter what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. It just so happened that I happened to meet somebody and fell in love with them. It really wouldn't matter what they did, what industry they were in. Quite simple.
You wouldn't make them change what they're doing?
No, why would I?
It's easier said than done. What about you, Bella Doll? Would you marry someone in this industry?
Who is not in the industry?
Yeah, not in the industry.
Which part of the industry?
All of it.
So many of us cross over so many different aspects and subgenres. I feel like I would if I believed that, and I have, if I believed that they understood that what I do was a job. I don't do jealousy. I don't do drama. And whether or not I was in this business, if I thought there was going to be drama, I wouldn't date somebody. So, it really depends on how well that person handles it, I think. I don't lie about what I do. I'm very open. I will provide as little or as few details as a person wants or can handle, and I'm just very open like that. And so just in general, for me, it's not so much about being in the industry as it is about how open they can be with my involvement in the industry, with other people, with themselves, and how open they can be with themselves. Because I noticed that when I date squares, there's not a lot going on up there. You know what I mean? They're only interested in you because they have either seen you in porn or you're a good fuck or whatever. And it seems like a lot of the people who know what you do for a living want to date you only because of that. But then they want to hide you from family and friends and all this other stuff. So it really depends, I think, for me, on how open my partner is.
See, I've had the best of both worlds. I've been married to a porn star, and I've been married to someone not in the industry at all. So I've done both. So for the personal experience, I can say that being married to a porn star is fun. They took you for what you were. You could be as slutty as you wanted to, and that was okay. Not being married to someone that's in this industry, you can't be as slutty and what you are because they have different expectations of how you are. And that's okay, too. So I guess it has to be how much you want to be true to yourself. So it's been, I have not an open relationship, but I like to share, kind of.
You just got 10 times hotter to me.
Me?
Yeah.
I like to share.
There's a lot of jealousy in this industry. A lot of people won't date someone in the industry because of that. I don't get that?
Oh, I think we should all share.
How can you do the same thing as the person you're going to be jealous when they do it? That doesn't make any sense. That just means you have insecurities, and you need to talk to a therapist, not get married.
Yeah, talk to a therapist. Don't get married. I need to talk to a therapist. Really bad.
No. Smart ass. Love you.
I love you too. I can see.
No, not you.
It would be hard for the guy. I can see how it would be harder for a guy like Mr. Marcus in the industry because the girls, as a girl, normal female, like, you know, they want to hold you and put you safe in a box and not let anyone else touch you.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways, you know. When that's mutual, then you wouldn't.
You really think women are as possessive as men? No.
I think women are very more possessive than men.
No, I think, women are obsessed with the security they get in their partners. Men get obsessed with their partners.
Yeah, but
that's what I think.
I don't know. I guess I'm secure in myself. Well, I don't know. I'm not insecure.
Again, not talking about, like we're professionals. We're on this show and we're open enough to talk about it. So, I mean, obviously this stuff doesn't really apply to us so much as, maybe some of the people in the industry who are listening.
Yes, that's very true. So relationships in this industry, phew, that's a hard one, huh? That's a hard subject altogether, huh? Would you marry me? So I guess you have to ask yourself, would I marry me? Right? Would you marry a porn star? So you'd have to ask yourself. Would you marry yourself, Mr. Marcus?
That's so funny. Yes, if I can do this, I can do that.
Yeah? Would you marry yourself, Beth?
I would remarry myself. No, I wouldn't marry myself.
Would you marry yourself, Beth?
Yes, I would.
What about you, Chasey? Would you marry yourself?
Yes.
What about you, Bella?
Aww.
Would you? Bella, would you marry yourself?
No, I already said no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me, I would not marry myself. No fucking way, no how. No fucking way would I marry me. I'm nuts.
No way.
I'm drama. No, I'm not that bad. I know it's like, I've known Mr. Marcus for a long time and over years. You're such a mellow guy. It seems like even that you're in the industry, it would be easy for you to be in a relationship because you're so mellow and open-minded.
Well, I mean, my wife, I'm with her for 20 years, and I was in the industry for 20 years.
You're with her, yeah. Because you were never flirtive. You were never disrespectful. You were never like, you were always just Mr. Marcus. You were cool, you know?
I like sex. It's abundant in the industry. That was, that was the big reason for me why I stayed. I love it. I love that sexual abundance.
That sexual abundance.
And
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, ask away, Beth.
Does sex ever get, like, old, kind of, like, you're just, like, whatever, after a while, just from being a porn star and having it so much, or...
Does sex get old?
Yeah, does it get, like...
Change your outfit.
No, right? Does it get, like, overrated? Oh, my God. Time to have sex in a relationship. Doesn't it get, like, old, kind of? You know what I'm saying, right?
I would get, I mean, if you had, I could see, like, for you, I could understand, like, because you just want to be with that one person forever. That, to me, would get old. Like, I guess that's why I like to share.
If I'm married, when I'm married, of course. I mean...
Don't you think that would get old? Why wouldn't you want to share?
I haven't been with one person my whole life, huh?
See, wouldn't that get old?
Well, if I love that person, no.
No?
Nah, I love them, but I wouldn't get old.
Does sex get old to you, Mr. Marcus?
I get what you're saying. If you're not doing something, if you're doing something with one person over and over and over again, the same thing, yeah, it's going to get boring. Especially when you're used to having a different experience every time with different people, and you know that there's an infinite amount of experiences out there that you could be having. Hell yeah, you can get old.
Chasey, does sex get old to you?